The Heir and the King's Choice. The story begins near the end of King Jaehaerys the First Targaryen's reign, who, after outliving his children, convenes a great council to choose an heir. The lords of Westeros bypass the stronger claim of his granddaughter, Princess Rhaenys, and select her cousin, Viserys I Targaryen, as king. This decision establishes a powerful precedent against female rule. 9 years into Viserys's reign, the kingdom is peaceful, but a succession crisis looms. His wife, Queen Aemma, dies in a failed attempt to give him a male heir. Grieving, and unwilling to name his ambitious and volatile brother, Daemon, as his successor, King Viserys makes a shocking decision. He names his only living child, his daughter Princess Rhaenyra, as his heir. He also confides in her a closely guarded Targaryen secret, a prophetic dream from Aegon the Conqueror about a terrible winter from the north, a song of ice and fire, that only a united Westeros can defeat. This prophecy binds Rhaenyra's claim to the very survival of the realm. The rise of the Greens and the rift between friends. The Hand of the King, Otto Hightower, schemes to increase his family's influence. He maneuvers his daughter, Alicent, Rhaenyra's closest friend, into the grieving king's company. Following the advice of his council, King Viserys takes a new wife and marries Alicent, who soon gives him a son, Aegon. This creates a rival faction around the new queen, the Greens, who believe her son is the rightful heir, all while Rhaenyra remains the named successor. The friendship between Rhaenyra and Alicent sours into deep mutual suspicion. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra's personal life becomes increasingly entangled with the politics of the realm. She is drawn to her rogue uncle, Daemon, and they are caught in a scandalous encounter at a brothel. Desperate to secure her position, and after a disastrous tour to find a suitor, she agrees to a political marriage with Sir Laenor Velaryon, the son of the powerful Lord Corlys, the Sea Snake. Their marriage is one of convenience, as Laenor is gay, and the couple agrees to pursue their own separate affairs. Years of deceit and deepening hatred. A decade passes, and tensions have only escalated. Rhaenyra has borne 3 sons, but they have brown hair, a stark contrast to her and Laenor's Valyrian features, fueling rumors that they are bastards fathered by her lover, Sir Harwin Strong. Alicent, now a bitter and formidable queen, becomes the chief accuser, demanding to know the truth. The court is divided, and the conflict passes down to the next generation. The animosity finally erupts in a brutal child's fight. During a family gathering, Alicent's second son, Aemond, claims the massive dragon Vhagar, which once belonged to the late Laenor Velaryon. In the ensuing confrontation with Rhaenyra's sons, a brawl breaks out, and young Lucerys slashes Aemond's eye out with a dagger. The incident drives a permanent wedge between the families. In the aftermath, Daemon, who has been widowed, helps Laenor fake his own death so that he and Rhaenyra can finally marry, cementing their powerful alliance. A king's last breath and the theft of a crown. Another 6 years pass. King Viserys is a shell of his former self, his body ravaged by a gruesome, leprosy-like disease. Despite his frailty, he makes a final, emotional plea for his family to unite and support Rhaenyra's claim. He dies that very night. On his deathbed, Viserys mutters to a sleeping Alicent about Aegon the Conqueror and the prince that was promised. Mistaking his ramblings for a deathbed change of heart, Alicent interprets this as his wish for their son, Aegon II, to be king. She and her father, Otto, act swiftly. The Green Council convenes, and while Rhaenyra is still on Dragonstone, they usurp the throne and crown Aegon II, setting in motion a civil war. The Black Queen's vengeance. Learning of this betrayal, a pregnant Rhaenyra is devastated and goes into early labor, giving birth to a stillborn child. Rhaenyra